Good evening, viewers and listeners. This is the Seven City Shoptalk Sports Show, broadcasting from the beautiful state of Virginia to everyone all over the world. Thank you for joining us today. We have a really jam-packed show today. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on, or a lot of bit about talking about what's going on with the Wahoos and everything that's connected with their sports program. And there's just a lot of good news to go to talk about. We got pretty much a segment where we're going to talk about the boys basketball team, the men's basketball team, a kind of an appreciation segment, and also, give a little bit of a postseason analysis of what we thought. We're also going to give some credit to the ladies basketball team making it to the Sweet 16. We're going to discuss that as well, how they got there and why they are in the position that they're in. We're also going to speak about spring football. We have that coming up, or actually it's going on right now, but also, there's a situation developing with possible opportunity for Chandler Morris to come back so that we possibly could have 3 starting caliber quarterbacks on the squad. I'm very interested for this segment. I really want to know how we think that this staff is going to handle that. Also, we'll talk about I think it's about time we got to give Carla Williams credit. We got to have a segment where I think a discussion needs to be had based off of how things started a little rocky, but there's some things going on very special on the grounds at the University of Virginia right now that I think we should talk about. And I think it is all about what is going on with all of the sports programs. And at the forefront of that, Carla Williams is there. And then we'll talk about, in closing, we'll probably get into the 6th-time national championship swim team, dive team of the ladies of University of Virginia. But before we get started, we want to thank you for joining us in another episode of our brand of dysfunctional camaraderie. And as of now, this shop is open. But let's talk about some supporters really quick before we really jump into the sporting segments and topics. I want to give a shout out to Aunt Carolyn's tea. My Aunt Carolyn, I tell you, it is the best tea in Hampton Roads, in the state, in the world. If you want to try, I can tell you, I got a ticker down there at the bottom. It's one of the best refreshing teas that you'll ever have. They have original and strawberry. They got 2 more flavors coming out. It's a taste of the beach is the motto. So go check out Aunt Carolyn's teas. Just make sure you check out the ticker at the bottom there, and you can go to the website and order, but it is phenomenal. Make sure you check it out. I get my order in weekly, if not going to the grocery store. They are in some outlets and some grocery stores here in Hampton Roads, but you can get your tea shipped to you throughout the state of Virginia as well. But try it. Aunt Carolyn's teas. Very good, very delicious, crisp, and just something that is very unique and very tasty, but make sure you check them out. Also, I got to give a shout out to Mr. John Getz, John Getz Law, or attorney at law, and also to Amy Hitt, my co-host, helped me get down to Charlotte a week ago and cover the game. But you got to make sure you go whenever you're in Warrenton. Make sure you check out Mr. John Getz whenever you have any type of law needs or anything that is, or have any questions. Will you guys give out consultations, Amy?
We do free consultations for estate planning and, of course, bankruptcy. And we cover all the way Richmond, Charlottesville, Harrisonburg, all that area.
All right. That is John Getz Law. Does he have a motto, Amy, that I could say for him, Mr. John Getz Law?
No, we don't have a motto.
Maybe I'll help you come up with one.
Okay, that'd be good.
He has a really cool name. So, but yeah, check him out, John Getz Law in Warrenton, Virginia, and they will get you straight. So let's go ahead and jump right into the sports now. So the men's basketball team bowed out on the first weekend of the March Madness tournament, and I've I'm kind of feeling that it was a kind of a bittersweet situation because who would have thought that this team was going to win 30 games? That was something a first year coach, I think, is kind of unheard of here to have that happen. But let me go ahead and bring in my co-host AB first, and let her go ahead and get her first swing at it. Let's talk about the men's basketball team. Tell me what you think and what you saw and how it made you feel this year. Talking about the men's basketball team for the Wahoos this year.
I mean, this was an unbelievable year. First time being the coach at UVA. I think Ryan Odom did fantastic. And I think our players did fantastic. We had a great team. But the tournament's hard. They just got through doing the ACC tournament and you go straight to March Madness. And you could just tell that physically. I think the last game when we played Tennessee, you could tell we were just tired. We were, half-assing shots and shots weren't going down. And I just don't think we played as strong as we had towards the beginning of the tournament than we did the other day. So I think it's just the development of the team. I just think we looked a little bit winded that game, and it obviously came down to, us losing the game. But you can't be mad. I mean, like I said, first year coach at UVA, and he took us all the way to the round of 32. So, I mean, you can't even be mad at that. So just hoping for obviously a better year next year and continue to building on what he's building this first year, and we can go from there.
I agree absolutely with that. I think it was a valiant effort there at the end. The guys they kept trying to come back. I think it just kind of came down to a lot of the players. We had some guys that were injured as well. My man Wood in the building. Wood is saying went to Philly. Oh, okay. Atmosphere was awesome. Grunlow having a broken wrist. Definitely, yeah. That's exactly what I was getting into. Yeah, it was he had a broken wrist. He was pretty much our stretch five, and it really hurt us that we could not stretch a lot of those extra zones, and he was almost like an offensive liability because he could not catch the ball. He had a hard time gripping the ball and finishing at the rim. But let me bring you in, Amy. I know that you were watching the games as well. Give me your opinion about what you saw when it came to Cavalier basketball.
I personally feel, I did 3 brackets. One had UVA going all the way. I personally feel if the boy that had the hand and it was all taped up and he couldn't really grip the ball, if he could have played and was up to his caliber. And wasn't there somebody else that was hurt? What's his name? Thomas or something?
Well, you had Yenso. He actually his back was hurting as well. He had a brace on, and so did there was another injury, but definitely. It's Sam. I think it was Sam Lewis. Let's see here. Wood is saying, yeah, he missed several layups. Yeah, and dropped a few balls. Hats off to him for playing with a broken wrist, though. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Yeah, I think they did a hell of a job. I think they went seriously, I had them in one of my brackets going all the way. And like I've said before, and people can say, oh, you can dish it out, but you can't take it. That's not true. I root for Virginia teams. I just don't root for Hokies. I root for the Virginia teams. So UVA's playing. I'm rooting, and I was rooting for the girls hard. I was screaming at my TV in my office.
Well, I can
it
tell
was
you,
a great game.
It really was, and that'll be something that we're going to talk about as well soon here. But yeah, I think. Anything you want to add to that to your statement with the men, Amy?
I just think I think they had a really good season, and I'm glad for Ryan Odom. He did a great job, and it's hard with this stupid portal. It really is. People are not people are not staying. I mean, Virginia Tech's already got 2 that are already gone in the portal. So
You said in the portal. What am I missing? What did I miss?
in the transfer portal, they're already opening. People are already going to the transfer portal. Not you guys, but like for
Okay.
us, for the Hokies, I've already got 2 that are already gone, which I wasn't real keen on that Pusha guy, whatever his name is, Push, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to build a team, but I think that Ryan Odom has a team that will hopefully stay together, and the majority of them will stay there.
I think so. I think he's building. Yeah, he's building a strong program, and I think that they're doing uh, a hell of a job navigating this new basketball landscape. You know that's it's impossible to gauge. You know, kids and agents, attitudes, personalities, and everything else that goes with it. But you know, hats off and shout out to the program. Let me bring you in, Ed. This is an appreciation segment for the University of Virginia men's basketball program. Kind of give me an idea. Tell me what you think. I got you. Go ahead, buddy.
Sweet 16 and then Final 8 and Final 4 and all that. I thought they had a hell of a season. What were they? 27-3, 27-3, 28. It was like single-digit losses.
Talking about the men?
Yeah.
30-4?
Yeah.
Excuse me, 30-6, I think.
30-6? I mean,
yeah.
Okay, so maybe the Hokies have to use both hands to count the losses, but that's a pretty good season. You won 30 games. That's good even if you're Miami of Ohio. So, do you want Sweet 16 and Final 4? Yeah. Did it happen this year? No. I mean, it's not like we got our butts kicked. We lost a close game to a good team. It's that simple. I mean, sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. Ask Vanderbilt.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. I think, when we're looking at this team and a couple of years down the road here, we'll probably think, this team was really the team that laid the foundation, in my opinion, of what I think Coach Odom can really do.
Especially in terms of that many people. There was one guy coming back, and he was hurt. So I mean, just to assemble a team that can perform at that level, that's pretty doggone impressive anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I think
oh, Chad, you were doing so good. Amy was making sense.
Y'all are gonna stop fighting.
Stop.
Wood, where you at, Wood?
I'm over here laughing. I'm over here laughing because Chad is on one tonight. Like,
yeah, he really is.
Like, come on, Chad. What the heck?
Chad is back to his Skip Bayless ways.
Chad's back, baby.
I really have missed Skip Bayless on the calling of these games. By the way, I really don't like some of the announcers that the CBS people have for the men. The women's was not so bad. I mean, I like some of those, but whatever.
We'll say he'll be here in 10. Uh-oh.
Promises.
Now listen, y'all.
What? Dad!
Let's get these topics out before we start throwing the mud. I love y'all.
How about them Cowboys?
I love all of y'all equally. Okay.
I was not throwing any mud at all.
Well, we all have had our moments.
Wants to start.
Listen, we have all had our moments on live air. So let's get these topics out first.
Amy, you and I both know if I start being nice to you, you're going to get worried.
Oh my goodness. So I gotta give this this coaching staff has done an incredible job bringing 9 different players from all over the country, all over the world. Actually, we got a couple guys from overseas and bringing them all together to get them to play as one unit to win 30 games.
Is it hard getting a bunch of people to come together and work towards a common purpose, Law?
You know what? I think it's something that's meant to be. I think what is the word? Fate. I think it's a fate thing, and I'm not gonna call it difficult. I'm just gonna say I was tasked to do this. Right.
Yeah. As soon as you figure out what you did, you'll never do it again, right?
Right. Well, no, I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. Because this has a purpose. And everybody is a lot of folks do listen. A lot of people do have opinions about what we do, and that's great because that means people are listening, and it's a really good thing. But yeah, so shout out to the guys. Let's see what Coach Odom and his staff can bring together. Maybe they can bring more players from all over the world, all over the country together, and I saw some things that Tessa Ritter was open to coming back. I would think Grunlow's open to coming back. Of course, I think Elijah Gertrude's going to come back. Chance Mallory, I believe, is going to come back. Sam Wilson is going to Sam's going to come back. And who else? I know they had a couple guys on the roster. The young guys. There's one young big man who is very talented who didn't get any time, who was kind of like redshirted. But Carrera, the kid who came from, who's the French young man, he played the VCU with him. Yeah, I think he's gonna be back.
Oh, that kid,
huh?
That kid. My wife was asking me over the weekend if he had brought anybody from VCU with him.
Yeah,
and I was thinking there was one, but I couldn't remember the kid's name.
Well, until they tighten up on the regulations, we may have a few other kids come in. Another thing about that is you never know what other 4 or 5 stars are looking down the road and saying, I think Virginia's a place after they've seen the playing style and the environment and the money they can offer, they may be saying, I think I can be successful there as well. So
UVA has money?
Yeah, lots of it.
Wow.
As my guy Scott said when he was on the show earlier in the year, he said you may have awakened a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
University of Virginia when it comes to allowing money to be given to kids legally. So
well, look, there is money. I mean, the John Paul Jones Arena, what was it, 2024 when Mr. Serena Williams gave all that money to the women's program?
For sure.
And was it a year and a half, 2 years later, we're
Sweet
in the Sweet 16.
There we go.
Where we haven't been since
2000.
It's been a
20
while.
20 years. It's been over 20 years.
26 years. There we go.
I had hair back then. It was mostly not gray. So yeah, it's been a while, but.
Well, here we go. Let's get into that, ladies. Great segue. So the University of Virginia girls are in the Sweet 16, and they broke some records or made history. They are the first 4 team to ever make the Sweet 16. And then the first double-digit seed to be in the final or the Sweet 16 in 10 or 15 years?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time when you have a team that ranked that low to get into the Sweet 16 in the girls' game. Let me come to you, AB. Let me get your opinion on these phenomenal ladies. I'm just excited about what they have going on. It's truly remarkable, and it's a great turnaround. It's a great story with Kimora. They keep bringing her on, and she's a star. She's a darling, and it's just great. Let me go ahead and let you get some of that. Go ahead, AB.
I mean, not only is she a great athlete, like her story is fantastic. Being a ball girl for women's basketball when she was younger and being able to be a part of this program, like that story is fantastic. I mean, that's like every little girl's dream, like whatever, team you love, to be actually a part of that. So she's actually getting to live out her dream. So super happy for her. But not only that, just the support that she has, like from the team as a whole. I mean, she got shut down almost. In comparison to how she usually plays. I mean, I've been watching her the last couple games really, and I'm like, she is amazing. But that game, they shut her down. She had like what, the All-American Defensive Player of the Year against her.
SEC.
Yeah, SEC. But I thought she was actually considered an All-American, as they said.
She probably is. I
mean, she is being guarded by literally one of the best in the country, and she still did well, and we still were able to get the win. But seeing those girls rally around each other, I can't even think of her name. There's a girl on the team, she's a white girl. Long straight hair, but every time we got to the huddle, she's like, we got this, it's not a big deal, like, this is us, like, and you see her, like, Johnson is fantastic when it comes to playing, but the leadership from that girl is fantastic. Every single huddle, you're seeing her lift them up, you're seeing her be positive, you're seeing her encourage every single one of them on that team, like, fantastic. And then you have Paris, who's coming off the bench and coming in and supporting Johnson. Like, I love it. I love it.
And Romy, that's her name.
Is that who it is?
It's got to be Romy. I love Romy.
I knew exactly who you were talking about as soon as she said it.
Yeah, exactly. I just had it, and she's like the glue. She does all of the little things. She scores, like when the team needs points. She plays, they play a 3-2 defense. She plays right up there at the front. She's very long. She's about 6'4", I think. And she's really athletic. So she gives a lot of the ball handlers just a lot of disruption, which is great. I don't know if you guys remember when Kevin Garnett, when he was at the Minnesota Timberwolves and they started playing some zone, they started with him up front guarding guards in a kind of a 3-2 zone, which is almost like a spider trying to like make passes into the paint, made it difficult. And then they have 6'4", 6'5" girls behind them who lead the country in shot blocking. Yeah. They have a system. They got something going on. I got
but it's Romy. It is Romy.
Yeah, it's Romy. Yeah, Romy. She's amazing. All right.
I also love Samaya Smith. Like
Samaya,
man, I like Johnson, but man,
she's really come on here lately.
Paris and Romy and Samaya, man, I like the grit that they have for sure.
I think that they're peaking at the right time. They're actually playing their best basketball, which is what you want. This time of year is, and everybody's kind of coming into their own. It was all, there you go, Romy Levy. My man Watson, look at him, on the hop. He said she's the beast. She's got a lot of experience, and she's played for Auburn.
You all also have an excellent freaking coach. I mean, Coach Mott, she's not putting up with no shit.
She's phenomenal.
You did not see her smile. You did not see her smile either. She don't smile, and she's like, I am not putting up with this. And I'm telling you, she's chewing on that gum as fast as she can chew it, so she ain't biting her tongue, because she wants to go off on some of those refs.
The sad thing is, we have fans that have called for her firing.
Yes.
And you know what?
Yes.
We'll get into that, but before we get into that,
and even a columnist.
Amy, let's what do you got to say about the team? You said you were cheering and it was fun, and
oh my gosh. So again, if the Virginia team is playing NCAA, I'm rooting for the Virginia teams. I rooted for VCU. I rooted for JMU. I mean, but the Virginia team, it was, I was in my office. I was like, what the hell? If we have to go to double overtime, I'm not going to be able to leave because I've got to finish watching this game.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I really like her coaching style. I like the way that she is. I like the way that she handles herself. I mean, she's all about that hair too. That hair's got to be just so.
Oh yeah, she's about business.
She's biting that cheek. I know she's chewing on that gum, so she can't bite that cheek no more than she should.
I mean, she's a phenomenal leader, as you can tell. I mean, apparently, if you go back and check her resume, she's been to the big dance with Missouri State, a mid-major. So she's taking a lesser program to the dance. So this is, not anything that's new for her, to be, in
And
this environment.
who brought her on? Did Carla bring her on, or
Absolutely.
was that Mr. Serena Williams bringing her on?
I think you got to give it to Carla. I mean, everybody's giving money, but but that's another segment we'll get into when we talk about Miss Williams. Let me go ahead and bring you in, Ed. I know you have
Wood's in the
season tickets.
waiting room waiting on you to let him in.
Wood is in. Wood, can you hear us? Hold on 1 second, Ed. Can you hear us, Wood? Wood is in. You there, Wood? Wood is in. He's in there.
Yeah. He's just waiting for me to say something so he can interrupt.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, what Amy was saying, I'm with Chad. It's a little unsettling. Amy's making sense. Maybe did you get a nap this afternoon? Amy, did you get a nap this afternoon?
No, Ed, I did not.
Okay.
You got
Could
30
have
more
fooled me.
minutes of my time because I
Could have fooled me.
overslept this morning.
No. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, it's funny. Coach Mox has taken a lot of heat from a lot of keyboard coaches, I guess would be the best way to describe them. It's I don't think people appreciate just what a mess she inherited.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody left. Nobody wanted to come here, and she didn't even have NIL to really sweeten the deal then. So the transformation in what is it, 4 years now?
This is third year because she came in the same time Kimora came in. Kimora is a junior now.
Yeah. Wow. Where does
they
the
came
time
in
go?
together? Yep.
Wow. It really is rewarding to see that you stick with somebody and the example I always cite is I think after the first 2 years Tech was ready to get rid of Frank Beamer. I know that's blasphemy to say now, but back in the day there were people that wanted him gone. Now his name is spoken in hushed tones. So
doesn't he have a trophy? I mean, a statue outside?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think he does.
Probably. They're probably waiting to get the tractor pedestal mounted so they can display it properly. This team has really been. It's been fun watching them come together this year. Especially with the defensive focus being on Kimora so much. I mean, the last 3 or 4, I'd say the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season, it was pretty apparent that the word around the conference was beat the hell out of Kimora, and you can handle Virginia without too much trouble. Now she's starting to get some help. Weimar, Paris. It's funny. It's a different girl kicking in each time, but you used to have Kimora in double figures, and your next closest person would have 7 or 8. Now, I think what was it against Georgia? We had three people in double figures.
I believe so. Yeah,
three or 4. You didn't see that. You didn't see people besides Kimora posting double doubles. And it's taken a while to assemble a team. You can't just roll the ball out there and say, "Here, Dawn, take the ball and get us a national title." You really do need second, third, and fourth options. You need depth. You need versatility. And that sort of stuff just doesn't happen. It's not like on Bewitched where you wiggle your nose and bam, there it is. It takes some time to get all of those egos together and get everybody pulling on the same rope.
That's right. I think seeing the success of both of these programs should be an inspiration to all of you UVA fans. Speaking of inspiration, I got my man Chad Wood getting ready to bring him on here, he and what I
Something's
want
wrong.
you to,
He's been quiet.
what I want you to do, Wood, is we had a topic. It was an appreciation thread for the men's basketball team. If you want to say something about them, you can, and then also just give support to the young ladies of the University of Virginia basketball program.
No, man. Yeah, for the men, I mean, obviously, Coach Odom, if you, win 30 games, you'd be a 3 seed in the tournament. You'd be in the ACC championship game and play Duke, hell of a game. Anybody would take that because, you kind of took all these ingredients and you kind of threw it together and you see what you got. So, I mean, that was a hell of a first year, but I think now, I mean, you set this thing, I mean, you just probably got here on out. Oh, Coach O.
Looks like we're having some technical difficulties, Wood. If you can hear us, we got some technical difficulties, Wood, with you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
There you go.
You got me now?
Okay. Yeah, we got you.
No, I was saying credit to Coach Odom because, he put all these ingredients together and bake a cake, and he had no idea what the cake would come out, with 30 wins plus and, 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. I was in Philadelphia on Friday. I made the trip, man. The fan support was phenomenal. I mean, that game was kind of nervous, for a while, but excuse me. And then a couple bounces go the other way on Sunday, we'd probably be in the Sweet 16. So, I mean, all credit to Coach Odom, and I think he'll do it again. And I think Sam Harris said he's coming back. DeRidder said he maybe will come back. He's open to it. So, credit to the boys. Credit to Coach Odom. So I don't know if you can hear me.
I got you. Now, do you want to say anything about the ladies in the Sweet 16 bid from the first 4?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's history made. I watched all the games, and I thought their trouble was going to come. I thought fatigue was going to set in, yesterday?
Yep.
Because they had, close game in the first 4, and then they went to overtime.
Yeah.
Second game and double overtime yesterday. I just thought at some point, and we don't play a lot on the bench, you know what I mean? So I thought at some point stamina was going to kick in. We were going to get tired. We were going to get in foul trouble, which we did get in foul trouble in double overtime. But, hats off to Kimura, Coach Mox. Now they got 3-4 days to rest. So Sweet 16, we'll see what they do. But, yeah, man, that's amazing. From the first 4 to Sweet 16, that doesn't happen very often. Men, women's are indifferent. That doesn't happen.
Well, for the ladies, this never happened.
Do you know who they have to play?
They
play TCU.
TCU, okay. All right, TCU.
Oh, that they can beat TCU.
I wonder what their ranking is. I know it's higher than here because UVA is the lowest ranked team there, but
I want to say they're 2 seeds somewhere along that line, 2, 3,
okay.
Somewhere in that line.
All right, taking down the 2s. They just had beat Purdue, another 2 seed with a ton of All-Americans on the squad. So let's see how the ladies play. I know they're hyped and ready to go. I saw an interview when they asked Dawn about it, and Dawn said Dawn Staley, she watched the entire game, and she said that she loved it. She said they played awesome, and she said it seems like they want another bite of the apple. They want a little bit more. They're still hungry. They look like they were still hungry, and I said that's a huge compliment. Even though she isn't a Virginia alum, she did.
So are we on? So is UVA on Staley's side of the bracket? I have not looked at the women's bracket.
Yes.
Oh,
they win. They play Staley in the Elite 8.
Oh,
yeah.
So you got in LSU is on Staley's side or the other side?
I think they're on the UConn side.
Oh,
LSU's on the UConn side. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's in trouble there. Man, James Watson in the chat.
the way UConn is playing, it doesn't matter. They're going to walk away with it.
Oh, they're ridiculous. My man James Watson saying they actually think that we have a lot of talent, and about 2 years from now, it actually we'll finally gel. They call us a Cinderella, but don't forget we have 2 McDonald's All-Americans. Paris Clark was a McDonald's All-American. It's just taking a while for it to come together, and that's why I was saying a little earlier. It seems like they're playing their best basketball at the right time. They're peaking at the right time, and you can see it. And looks like, and they believe. The young ladies believe. And like you guys said earlier, they were calling for Coach Mox's head after 2 years. So now what? I mean, it's a similar situation to Coach Elliott, where it seems like, hey, they finally kind of got it together. You give them the right tools, and tools meaning money, and do get some good recruits and some good coaching and some good scouting. Who knows what you can do? By all accounts, this, in my opinion, I believe is the most successful Virginia sports program from start of the fall to where we are now. Can anybody dispute that with me or against me on that? They won 11 games in football for the first time. They won 30 games in men's basketball. The girls, steady Eddie, they're still doing exactly what they've done all year as far as the women's sports. Every team is like in the top 25. And I could be wrong, but somebody may have to tell me I'm wrong on some of that. Chad Wood says fans had every right to call them. Yeah, well, I don't know. I get what you on some of that, but a lot of it at this point, third year and fourth year, I get some of it, but it's when you look at it now, it's kind of like you would have to start over, and we still be talking. If that was the case, we're in the, we'd be probably in the doldrums. We'd be talking about this team still struggling and trying to.
So I understand. I get it, because I called for Tony Elliott to be fired too, because I personally still don't like him, but that's just me. But here's the other thing. You're going to have to keep these coaches longer, because you're not going to keep the players longer. You're going to have
That's
a
true.
coach that's stable, that knows how to play this system, that knows how to go into Europe and get these players, that knows how to go over here and get these players. Because if you don't keep the coaches, you ain't never going to have any of these players stay or come back. I mean, they were talking on College Game Day or one of the shows. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the one that Kenny the Jet got sick on, because he left and UNC lost, and then Kenny the Jet he was just sick. He had to leave and didn't complete the show. But you have got to keep a coach so that the coach that you have has some credibility with some sort of winning, right? Because if they don't know the system and how the system works, you're just going to throw money to these kids. They're going to stay for 1 year. They're going to go. You see what I'm saying?
Sure. I think, that's
but
the big thing. I had made a statement about earlier. This was early in the football year, and I was saying something to the effect of, I get it, recruiting the young guys and to try to get that, foundation built up. But I said, until they put regulations on this NIL transfer portal kind of thing, you've got to build your team based off of seniors, juniors, grad students for success. It's rare you get a freshman that's been developed or a freshman that is a phenom. And if they're a phenom and they come in, that's a different conversation altogether. But a lot of these teams that are doing well, a lot of times, if it's not a phenom, freshman phenom or something like that, and I'm talking football here, these players are tenured players. Indiana had grown men they had the oldest roster in college football. And they dominated. And a lot of these programs, I mean, you have to truly go after, and do your thing, go after these top players in this college free agency era that we're in. And if you can do that, you're going to have some success. My man James said what do you say? Many basketball coaches at VT are over 20 years.
Right. You have got to keep a coach that knows the system. Now, do I think that Mike Young knows this system, how to do this? He had a very good team this year. He really, really, truly did. And the fact that he don't know how to close out a game, that killed us.
Sure. But yeah, so let's see how they continue to play this game. Speaking of football, spring football has kicked off, and they're really getting it in. Of course, they're doing some interviews here with Coach Elliott on the mic and some players speaking as well. Now, the news here, and this is what this topic is about Chandler Morris says that he is really gonna see what he can do about coming back and playing for the University of Virginia. And I'm gonna let all of you guys really get a good saying about what's going on with this and what you would do, because there's a potential to have 3 starting quarterbacks. And what in the hell do you do if he gets, and he's, and I in my opinion, I think he's gonna get it. Because I don't think they want any more smoke from any more litigation from anything.
Oh,
And
they're not gonna let him play. They
I
are
don't know
not
about
gonna
that,
let
Amy.
him come back.
They let the Mississippi kid who has the same resume come in and come back, and that is fire. You don't want to mess with that. But let me, before I get you in, Amy, and I'll let you go last because you're in the legal world. Let me let AB jump in and give me your opinion, AB, about this Chandler Morris situation and coming back.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's sad for the 2 guys that transferred to us, because they could be on their last year of eligibility, and now here they are not even getting a chance to play if Chandler gets to come. Because the best bet for UVA, in my opinion, would be Chandler coming back. He knows the system. He already has a bond with the players. I feel like Chandler is the better option. I mean, I could be wrong, but to just uproot like what he had already built and try to put somebody else in the program, obviously is going to be growing pains. So I think that Chandler would be a better option. I just think this is why I don't like how you can do this. I don't like how you can litigate and try to go through the process to earn that extra year. If the ruling is no, the ruling should be no across the board. Because these kids are now missing a chance to play. Like, this is their career too. As much as I love Chandler, if the ruling was no, it should have stayed no, and it should have been no, and that's that. It's just making college football really messy, and I have to just tune everything out until football season starts again because it's just too much. It's just too much. But I love Chandler. I would love to see him get another year. I would love to see him get another year for his own personal development, to be scouted.
Uh-oh. Everybody else there?
I'm here.
Okay, all right. AB just maybe she's having a little bit of a technical difficulty here. Let me go next. Wood, come on in. What do you think about this situation? Being a active football coach at this moment, talk to me.
Can you hear me?
I mean, what do we do? Yeah, what do we do? What do you do, man?
Well, I think Virginia did, what's best for Virginia. They can't rely on Chandler Morris coming back, so they went out and got, was it Pravia from Missouri?
Pribula? Uh-huh.
And then a damn good backup, I would assume, at Pittsburgh. But
I'm
with you, man. What the hell do they do if Chandler Morris if he gets the waiver from the courts? I mean, I'd imagine he'd be the starter, right?
I don't see how he can't. I don't see how he can't be the starter.
But what I want to know is how much NIL do they spend on Pravia, and the boy from Pittsburgh?
They spend some money.
Do they even pony up the NIL for Chandler Morris to come back?
Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt. They are. They have to. Ain't no doubt they are.
I would think Chandler's not coming back to be a backup.
Why do they have to pony up the NIL for Chandler to come back? That's not. I mean,
because
they're not locked in for that.
Game last year.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, I got on my phone.
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
Go ahead.
I got on my phone. I got on my phone really quick just to be able to tell you guys bye. Clearly,
hold on, you're muted, I believe.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
You hear me?
Yep.
I just got on because we clearly lost power, as you can see.
Let me I'm going out. You guys keep talking.
I have no power, so that's why I cut off when I was speaking. So I need to conserve battery, but I just wanted to come on and tell everybody good night. So hope y'all have a good rest of the show.
Bye, AB.
It doesn't get much closer than twins.
You there, Law?
I'm right here.
Is Wood still there? Did he lose power too?
No, Wood's right here.
No, Wood is self-powered.
She's got that Blacksburg dial up. She lost it.
She in Harrisonburg, not Blacksburg, and neither am I in Blacksburg.
but yeah, what do we do? I think I left off with Chad and AB was coming in. But yeah, what do they do? With three starting caliber quarterbacks, because the Pitt guy was the starting quarterback until the freshman came in and went crazy, and he never got his job back. And all of them have the skill set to run the type of system that they run. Not to mention, UVA has ponied up and restocked the running back room, which I'm really excited about. Anything else you want to add to that, Wood, before I move on?
Yeah, just like you're saying, I mean, they went out and they found two quarterbacks that fit their system, and their offensive line is coming back. Thank God, they've got a great offensive line now, and then they went out and found two quarterbacks that are looking to do what they're trying to do. But now, man, if Chandler if he gets granted by the court, like that, I don't know what they do. I mean, you got three starting quarterbacks sitting right there, and I don't know about the portal window and all that, but I'm assuming I don't think they would stay. And how much are they paying Pravia from Missouri, whatever his name is? How much are they paying him? How much are they paying the dude from Pitt? How much money, are they willing to pay Chandler to come back? Because everyone assumed if he comes back, if he gets granted, he's going to go to Clemson with his dad. But they're saying that's not the case now. But how much money they spend in the quarterback room, and who gets the job? I would assume Chandler Morris, because he took us to the ACC championship game. But what happens with the other two quarterbacks? I have no idea.
I think that what they'll probably do is somebody's going to have like a special exception. You know how that goes when you have money. There's always a little war chest or something somewhere, some money tucked away. A school, that's wealthy, has a lot of money all over the place like UVA. They'll probably say, we need to hit the war chest to pay Chandler, even though we're a little over budget. This is what we have available for our over the budget situations like this. So they're going to pay him. They're not going to.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to pay him, but what happens to the other quarterbacks that are there?
I think that they're going to play for the backup. They're going to play for the backup.
Really?
Role. I really do. And it'll be sad. And it could be actually, the kid from Pitt has 2 years left.
Oh, does he? Because Pravia, this is last year, right? Missouri.
Probably, that's right. So the guy from Pitt has 2 years of eligibility left this year and next year. So if he wants to, if you want a red shirt, that'd be great. That would work out perfectly, actually.
I think this qualifies as a indication of how far we've come. I distinctly remember going into spring practice and having no idea who the quarterback was going to be. Now we have three really solid choices. Maybe.
Yeah.
at least two solid choices. So the grumpy old man in me says, beat him out. If you're the better quarterback, beat him out. And just as an aside, I'm pretty sure that there are some folks down at Durham that would be happy to throw money at any one of the three to come in and run their team.
Absolutely. No, those guys can go to any other team and play.
Yeah,
and,
it's like we said, ideally, the kid with 2 years of eligibility could redshirt, come in, learn the system. I'm sure we can agree on an NIL number that works for everybody. And just let the sit back, relax, figure out where your apartment's going to be, and you just be patient and soak it up. I don't see how you don't start Chandler, but I've been wrong before. So he's like he said, he knows the system.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's to the point now where he's doing stuff without thinking about it. The kid from Missouri is he's still thinking about what he needs to do and then doing it, whereas Chandler is just read and react. So
that's right.
I mean, it's a tough problem, but it's one that I think we probably all would have been happy to deal with back in the day.
For sure. Let me ask you this, Amy. What do you think that they should do? Just curious.
So, in his NIL contract, is it written in there that if he gets another year of eligibility, he comes back to UVA and they have to pay him? So right now, who's fighting the courts? Who's paying for the courts? Is UVA paying for the court, or is his NIL money paying for the court? So if it's on him, he can go wherever he wants to go. He doesn't have to come back to UVA.
Sure.
And me personally, if UVA has paid all this money for the kid from Pitt and they've paid all this money from this kid from Missouri, I'd say goodbye, Chandler. Sorry, Charlie. Not our problem. And I mean, I hate to say that and hate to be that way, but if he could go to Clemson and play for his daddy and to play for Dabo, he's going to go play for Dabo.
No, he's already said he's coming back to UVA if the court grants him.
Chad, if UVA's not going to pay him, he ain't going to come back.
He just said yesterday if he gets granted, he's coming back to UVA. That's
what is he going to get paid?
Well, obviously he knows that if he said he's coming back to UVA.
Okay. We'll see. I mean, unless it's written in the contract, there's no guarantee UVA has to pay him. And if they've already spent all their money,
he's not going to come out and say he's coming back to UVA, which is what he said 2 days ago.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, money talks, bullshit walks.
Well, this is what I'll say. I don't think he's hurting for money. I think that I think that money isn't an issue in this situation with Chandler. I think Chandler feels like he has unfinished business here at University of Virginia, and I think he wants to come back and play regardless of pay. I'm not saying that he will come back for free, but I think that I think they're going to give him something if he comes back, or somebody's going to give him something. They'll figure something out. Maybe they'll work out a special NIL deal with some type of a car dealership, or some give them extra NILs or something. There's a lot of ways to make this work now because there are no regulations on anything. So, there's a possibility of him coming back.
He could be UVA's Chris Davis. Baltimore Orioles. We're still paying for that stupid sucker too.
Sure. How about UVA also got their first general manager of the NIL? They just assigned him, or it was today, I think. They actually have a general manager for NIL deals for the University of Virginia and students. So they actually have somebody who's going to take care of these NIL deals. So there's a general manager to kind of like run the sports. Now there's a general manager for NIL deals, which, these are the folks who are going to go out and acquire and partner with whoever and bring it back to university, bring it back to the students, the student athletes, and put them together an NIL package worthy of whatever the kid or whatever the school wants. So they actually have a general manager for that. So kudos to them for that. They're trying to stay ahead of it. They got ahead of it, stay ahead of it. And, UVA, apparently there's just so much money flying around. I know there was another gift that was given to one of the sporting programs here recently as well. And, they're just going to keep it running, man, keep it rolling. I think the basketball team got another donation as well. But this is going to be a hot topic, the Chandler Morris saga and the UVA, University of Virginia quarterback situation. Good situation to be in, good situation to have, because a lot of teams don't have one quarterback that they feel confident about. I think we have three, and all three of them started on the Power 4 level at one time or another, and had a measure of success with it. So this is great. So let's talk about Miss Williams. I think it's about time to give Carla some credit, guys. And some of you guys may agree, and some of you may not. And I just feel like, and I said it, I touched on it a little earlier. I said there is so much winning going on right now at the University of Virginia, and I get it. It maybe was a rocky road with some of her coaching choices, and yes, and Wood made some valid topics about, or points about, hey, fans will call for a coach's head or call for someone to be replaced if they're only 500, which Coach Mox was. So yeah, I is there anything that you guys would say about Carla's job and where she's at, what she's done? I'll start with you, Ed, about Carla Williams. I got the mute.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think on balance, I think she's done a pretty solid job. UVA is not an easy place to come into when you're the new kid. They can be a little cliquish, be a little high-handed, I guess would be the more polite way to put it. Has she had some stinkers? Yeah. I mean, I'll Tina Thompson. That didn't turn out well. But by the same token, she has had some. She also brought us Coach Mox. I don't know that Ryan Odom came here because of Carla, but he didn't say I can't work with her. The relationship, the environment seems to be a lot better with her. It's like I said, I think the positives far outweigh the negatives, and is she the GOAT? I'll leave that to our learned host to determine if she truly is the GOAT. I think she's done a solid job, and
Yeah.
I think the folks that want to run her off are they're wrong. They're just wrong.
They're out of their mind. Let me bring you in, Amy. Anything you'd like to say about Miss Carla Williams?
So I agree with Ed. Surprise, surprise. That
What?
She did not probably have a thing to do with Odom coming to UVA. I think Odom came to UVA because that's where his dad coached.
I should have known.
And I think that whose idea was it to name the gymnasium after Tony Bennett? Who pushed for that? Did Carla push for that?
I'm not sure.
I have a funny feeling that was probably somebody probably said it to somebody at a dinner or something like that, and the idea just kind of took off.
Well, if it was Carla's idea, then that was her saving grace.
Well, I mean, I think it's appropriate to honor the man. I mean,
Oh, I
he
don't
he
say
gave
that it's
he
not.
gave
I
us
don't say that it's not. I'm just saying him and her did not get along.
he gave us something that all of us, if we were going to be honest, all of us thought we'd never see. So I mean, yeah, it's you're not
Yeah,
going to
I
like
mean,
you're not going to like everybody. You're not going to get
no,
along with everybody.
no.
But they were both adults and they made it work.
Well, there were people calling for her head because of the way that she treated Tony and the way she behaved around Tony. Um, I feel like if it was her idea to name the gymnasium after him, that saved her from losing her job. I don't like her.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
I
I
don't
just
buy
don't
that,
like
but that's fine.
Let me ask you, Wood. Let me come to you. What do you think about the job Miss Williams has done, in your opinion?
I think she's definitely.
Oh, power went out again.
I know my power went out too. No, I think she definitely turned it around. I think, but to be fair, I think the criticism was warranted with Coach Mox, Coach Elliott, with Tony Bennett, with other coaches that she's had. I mean, she's definitely turned the program. Right, as we sit right now, I think you got to give her credit where credit is due. As much as some people don't want to, I mean, you look at, Coach Mox, she's turned around Sweet 16. I mean, she hired Coach Odom. The details, whether you know it or not, Coach Odom's here, and he took the team to the round of 32 in his first year, and they won 30 games. And you got to look at Chris Pollard, came from Duke. That was an awesome hire.
Baseball coach. That's from her.
That was theft.
Whatever happened with Bronco Mendenhall, whatever happened there. So long story short, I think the criticism of her, here in the last couple of years is warranted. I mean, I don't think anybody can deny that. Coach Elliott was under 500, and then they knock on wood, God forbid the tragedy that happened, but they sucked before that. So I think all the criticism she received was warranted with her basketball coach before that, Tina Thompson. But I mean, right now, she's clearly turned it around, with the Sweet 16 and the women. Chris Pollard, awesome hire. Tony Elliott has turned that. Look, my power went out again.
Got to pay the bills, Wood.
But you got Tony Elliott, ACC championship game, and now we got, plenty of fun, and we're adding on to the stadium and all that. So, I get both sides. She definitely warranted the criticism she got, but she's also made some great hires, and they're panning out right now. So, I don't think you can say it's a bad hire at this point, but early on, the criticism was definitely warranted, in my opinion.
This is what I'm gonna say about it, and this is, and we're talking about the coaches, right? The hires, the successes, the difficulties, the coaches trying to win and all that. But let's kind of take a back step. Let's get into the executive role of what she does. Do we understand like how much money she's got the folks to invest in the University of Virginia sports? You see the construction. Before she got there, we had Division II like facilities all over the place. We had an old U-Haul, huh?
Yeah, but facility just for Olympic sports.
Exactly, but also just in order to get to the position that we're in right now, she had a vision to, in addition to all of the other leaders at UVA, to bring the standard up, to division or Power 5 at the time, Power 4 schools facilities. We didn't have that.
No.
Virginia was operating at a deficit at almost every position except the basketball program. Would you guys agree with me on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
And to get that
just killed you, didn't it, Amy?
But that's what to me, I get it. The coaching, the hires, again, they're winning, they're losing, bad hire. All right, I get that piece. Some people are right about it. sometimes some people are gonna have to eat crow about it because she's doing well now. But on the backside of that, the more important thing is she getting the donors to spend money to better the sports program from a facilities for them to put the money in, and also getting donors, making them feel comfortable enough to donate money. That's her job. She's glad standing and shaking hands with people, millionaires, billionaires, to say, hey, you know, we could use an extra this, we could use an extra that, we could use a chef for the football program. You know, we need a new dietitian. We need a whole. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff.
It blows my mind. We have a chef for the football team. It's great, but
everybody else had like from Georgia, Clemson. I mean, they have chefs on staff.
Yeah, listen, nobody does success like the SEC. I get it. It's just it just amazes me, some of the things that are just taken for granted now.
Right. But yeah, so those are some of the things that we have to like look at, not just from the, you know, coaches, good coach, bad coach, good hire, bad hire. Every time, you know, for the past 3, 4, 5 years, there are cranes for developing and building large buildings all over the ground.
They're building stuff all over grounds. It's not just that
over the place.
I mean, if anybody who's been out to Fontaine Research Park, it's just the growth is amazing.
And it's not just for like, a new doctor's or a new medical facility. This is sporting facilities. These are training facilities. These are places,
spending money on the jocks. Who knew?
Yeah.
We came very close to shutting down the baseball program not that long ago. To see them spending money on sports.
Yeah, I mean the new softball field. You know what I mean?
I mean I've
beautiful.
As you know, my wife was on teams 2, 3, 4, and 5. I've seen where they played. It's not an exaggeration to say that first field that I saw her play on was probably not up to the level of a city league park.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was that bad. And now they have a top shelf facility. I think they're hosting the ACC tournament this year or next for softball. And they have a jumbotron for softball.
Right.
Football didn't have a jumbotron. They had a nice scoreboard at the end of end of the horseshoe, but
right.
The amount and the quality of the facilities is just I'm stunned at times. I'm like, am I dreaming? Am I seeing things? What is going on here? So
well, to be a Power 4, Power 5 school and to have them make a comeback like this is, it speaks volumes about what she's doing on the back end. Not the superficial coaching hires and all that stuff up front. There's so much going on, on the back end of bettering the University of Virginia athletics facilities and making it so that kids want to come there, and work in a world-class contemporary building. That is a big part of recruiting. But, Alabama and Clemson, kids come there not just for the coaching, but because they want to feel comfortable. They want to go to a place where, where there's a nice lounge and, like I said, chefs and, just a beautiful place to come to. Everybody wants a nice house, a nice home, and they're giving these kids like a nice home away from home environment. I love it.
Yeah, so it's great.
Yeah, let's get to the last one here in closing. Shout out to the 6th time in a row national champions girls swim program.
Speaking of unprecedented
program. And they, that's a record for what I understand. 6 championships in a row, national championships in a row.
Yeah.
Power 5, Power 4. Go ahead, Ed. You want to add to that?
I just said that one might stand for a little while. That's sort of like DiMaggio's 56-game hit streak. That one might be around for a while because I mean, some schools don't even have 6, never mind 6 in a row. So, it's, some schools don't have any national championships.
Right.
But, it's so much less 6 and 6 in a row.
Phenomenal.
What's his name? DeSorbo?
Yeah.
I think that's his name. That guy doesn't, only a swim coach could win 6 titles in a row. And who's our swim coach again?
Right.
Who?
Right.
Who? Never heard of him. It's just swimming. Fine, go win 6 titles in a row in something else. Come back to me. Let me know how hard that is. I feel like it's going to be pretty hard. Yeah, it's 6 titles in a row. You can't take a year off.
Right. And you just keep reloading and keep winning.
You finding, identifying, and integrating these talented athletes into a team concept.
That's right.
It's phenomenal.
All the while, you're breeding Olympians.
Somebody give that man a raise.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what we're paying him, but I feel like we maybe should, add some numbers to it, because I mean that's just, football would have been happy to win 6 games last year. Never mind 6 titles and 6 titles. Right. A title. I'd settle for a title. Sort of like basketball. I'd settle for a title.
That's right.
I don't need 6. I mean, 6 would be nice. Don't get me wrong, but a title would be nice.
Well, let's close it out.
Everybody else left us. We might as well.
Oh well, we're at an hour and 11 minutes, so
it's barely a short show.
What do you got to say? Closing,
Ed? I want to give a shout out to my alma mater, little dinky old Mary Washington College, now University of Mary Washington. Sorry, all the millennials are, "Ooh, it's University of Mary Washington." Whatever. My diploma says Mary Washington College. Deal. We are playing for the Division III national title on Sunday. I think we're playing Emory. I can't remember who we're playing. Anyway, they're going to lose. But my little old alma mater is playing for a national title. So,
that winning,
like I have down here, fly Eagles fly.
All right.
So
it's like all that winning is rubbing off.
Knock on wood.
Right. What I like to say in closing, as well as anything else, is a little encouragement, a little of pushing someone in the proper direction. You get a lot of positives out of that, especially when you're an elder and you're dealing with somebody in the youth. It's okay to encourage some of these young people. You'd be surprised at what they could accomplish with a little bit of encouragement. And that's what that's what I want to say. I've seen it happen year in, time out, where people and the mentors, mentor liked people who don't do a lot of mentoring, but have said some positive things, some young folks to some youths, and we've had some great things come from them. Let's continue to keep it positive with our kids. I know it's a tough environment out there, a tough society that we live in right now for them. Let's go ahead and continue to encourage our youngsters and push them in the right direction positively, because they got a lot going on. Just like, we may be complaining about the cost of food, the cost of goods or whatever.
We are.
These kids, they have it hard as well, because, everything kind of, trickles down to them and what they have to deal with in society, and then having a thing like an AI or a thing like technology and all that, and all the social issues that a lot of the kids are having nowadays.
Exactly. I've said more than once, I am so glad that we did not have the internet and or social media when I was a kid. I shared something on Facebook tonight that I was glad we didn't have that, because if you remember the show America's Funniest Home Videos, it would have been called "You Won't Believe What They Did Today."
Mm-hmm.
My brothers and I were always into stuff, but compared to what they have to deal with now,
Right.
we didn't have the internet, so there wasn't all the sex and violence that these kids are constantly exposed to.
Right.
Right. When I screwed up, my mom or my dad would smack me upside the head and don't ever do it again. There was no, we hadn't even invented helicopter parents yet. So, the stuff that these kids are exposed to is just, it's
Yeah.
not that we didn't have creepy old men back then, but the creepy old men were sort of on the fringes. They weren't, lurking around the next, fake website.
Right. Right. Well, this is what I can say is let's continue to support our youngsters, and I appreciate all of you for hanging out and spending time with us. We'll be back on next week, and this has been another great show. And make sure you check out the Lady Wahoos that play TCU, I believe, at 2:00 on Saturday.
Okay.
Let's see how far they can continue to keep this thing running and rocking. But I got to thank all of you for hanging out, spending time with us. But as of now, this shop is closed. Thank you guys, and we
Go
will
Eagles!
see you next week.